Today I am taking over our sailboat maintenance from Carlos as he teaches me to replace the main fuel filter on our diesel engine. It's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it, so I guess that someone is me. Okay, we're all lubed up.
That's what she said.
My name is Emily, and this is my husband Carlos and my 6-year-old son Carter. We are sailors from Texas who love to travel, and when we're not busy on our sailboat, we're out exploring by plane or in an RV. I'm just waiting on Carlos to get back from picking up Carter from school, and then we're gonna get started on the maintenance of the engine. It's gonna be interesting because I've never done this before and I'm learning how to do it. So let me see if I can get you in there. It's a tight space that we're gonna be working in. Our engine access is in the aft cabin. You can see that this is the cockpit and where we sit, and then just below it you come down the steps. He's already got it set. Probably not gonna be able to see, but that's all the water. It's upside down. All that white stuff, he said, is what we need to drain. And then we're gonna change the primary fuel filter, which we went to West Marine and got already, which was $45 for our primary. It is an R15T. We'll see how this little bad guy goes in there. We've been doing some sailing here and a little boat work there, waiting for the summer season to bring forth some amazing weather. As usual, we try to stay up on our sailboat maintenance to keep the boat in tip-top shape. That means regularly checking the engine and changing the fuel filters on occasion. If you watched our last video, then you saw us flushing the AC system. We run our AC pretty consistently at the marina to keep the moisture out, so this was necessary maintenance. Carlos actually keeps a spreadsheet of the dates and maintenance he does on the boat for us to remember, and I'm sure for future selling purposes. Okay, we turned the fuel off, we located it, it's off, we crawled in through the hatch. Oh, you shoved some stuff in there, Carlos.
That's fine. You can crawl through there.
Okay. A valve.
You should see some lines coming out of the tank, and one of them has a valve that you can twist or turn.
It's back here.
Oh, I can't see.
Right here. Is it black? I think that's the valve right there. So the next step is...
This is mounted to the boat.
Okay.
This is the filter. This is what catches the water, right? It's a water separator, okay? This screws onto the filter, and the filter screws on to this.
Yes. So in a nutshell,
yeah.
The white is water and the top stuff is diesel fuel.
Yeah.
And you said that they put coloring in it.
It's
when we get it from the marina.
Yeah, when you get it, I guess it's called recreational fuel, or I really don't know what it's called, but it's a different fuel, and they color it. Got a bunch of crud in it.
Okay, so what am I doing next?
I'm gonna empty this into another bottle of water.
What is all that stuff?
It's water mixed with diesel fuel, and it's probably some
Sediment? Bad fuel?
No, it's just sediment. You have to loosen it up. You get it?
Do you have a rubber mat?
Nope.
That we have? We have those slip mats.
Where?
It's a pretty look. We are trying to get the fuel filter off, and the last time Carlos put it on, he put it on so tight we can't get it off. It's like opening a terrible jar of pickles. And honestly, I feel like I'm getting a little high down here. So we got the window open so I can breathe. I'm drinking a pink wine, and my fingers smell like diesel. I tried not to open it. I tried not to open my can with my diesel fingers, but you know, hey, stay. There we go. Anyway, he's going to ask for one of those like strap things that can twist it off. This is the little mother effer. We just can't get it off.
Got it?
Yeah.
You got it.
Oh, wow, that's way easier. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Now what? It's dripping.
It's fine.
Is it okay?
How much is it dripping?
A lot.
Let me see. Stop. Look. It shouldn't be dripping that much. It's just.
It was just full?
Yeah, it's full. It's pretty dirty. I mean, yeah.
Hold on, let me see.
It's actually not that dirty.
Okay, now we're going to put the brand new one on. Taking the old O-ring off. So this guy.
Yeah. Now, get your finger, put it in that absorbing mat, and get some of that fuel on your finger.
Well, I already have plenty of fuel
No,
on my
you need
finger.
more than that. Do you know why you're doing that?
So it doesn't crack? Why don't I just rub this in the...
Oh, you can do that, yeah.
No, why am I doing this?
If it was dry, it would rub and
Create
not
an
make-
explosion?
No, not make a good seal.
Okay, we're all lubed up.
That's what she said.
It's not a funny joke. So this goes there.
Yep.
This O-ring, the large O-ring, is not beveled, but it is nice and lubed.
That's what she said.
Stop, Carlos! He said that we're not going to put fuel in there.
Because we don't have any.
Okay, so now I'm going to put it on by hand.
By hand. Loosen this up so you can see. Loosen it up a little bit.
Oh, I don't have the use of my one finger that's bleeding. Oh, it's squirting.
Okay, close it. Don't close it all the way. You want to make sure you get all the air out. So, pump it. Pump this.
Okay, so we have turned off the fuel, we drained the water, we replaced the filter, we bled the screws, pumped out all the air, and now we're going to bleed out the second filter. And Carl says we're not going to change that filter because it doesn't need to be changed, but like once every 5 years. Also, I think he's going a little slow with me because I've never done this before. Did we turn the fuel back on? We did.
Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
Do it again?
Yeah. Hold it. Give it a little gas.
The next day was Mother's Day, and as much as I had prayed for a sail, the weather wasn't looking promising, so between heading up to the marina for drinks and lounging around, Mother Nature had a change of plans for us. I'm gonna make a drink because I'm really craving it, and we're spending a lot of money down at the marina at the bar because it's where we all like to hang out. So I bought rum. It is vanilla rum because I was just really feeling it. I got a knockoff Coco Lopez situation, some pineapple juice, and real lime juice, and this drink is called a Coco Verde. Cheers. Oh my god. Essentially, make a pina colada and then add lime in it. It's, oh, this is hitting the spot. We went ahead with some other little chores on the boat, like giving her a good scrub and rinse with some wash and wax, and then unclogged the sink. Our sink has not been draining properly, and Carlos says that our little through hole at the bottom of the boat is just really, really small, so it gets clogged easy. And when I made my PINA VERDE, I poured some extra pineapple pulp down here, and it got clogged and it won't drain, and he's very happy. I'd pull this guy out in order to get back there. Stinks. So that's what's going through that little tiny hole?
Yeah, no, well, nothing's coming through, because if you put chunk like that, it just collects at the bottom and builds up and molds up. That's why I've said 100 times, please do not put anything down the sink, because the hole on this through hull is tiny. So any little thing gets through there, it's just gonna sit there, create mold and nastiness.
Are you yelling at me on my Mother's Day?
No, I'm not, Mary. I'm just letting you know.
You're letting me know in a very loud and angry voice.
Well, because I told you.
On my Mother's Day?
Many times.
Happy Mother's Day!
Look at all that. Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, I should probably turn it off.
Am I just sucking it out of the ocean?
Yeah. Oops. I'll go.
Well, at least we're getting it clean. Fucker.
Keep going. Alright.
A little calm before the storm over there. Pretty? Not pretty. So, doesn't quite look like we're sailing yet. It's supposed to be a little squall at 12. So maybe after it blows over, it'll be sunny. I'm hopeful. The weather ultimately had more bad news for us, as it had been raining pretty much on and off for 2 weeks. So we finally threw in the towel. So we've basically waited all day to sail, and the weather radar just keeps changing. It's like slightly sunny and then torrential downpours. So we are going to just call it a day and not go out, because by the time we got out, it would start pouring down rain. But instead, I'm going to insert some footage of us exploring Port Aransas last weekend, a cute little beach town off of the Gulf of Mexico, and yeah, it was just a really cool place where we got to spend some time on the beach, which we don't usually get to do if we're on the sailboat. And I love beach trips, so hope you guys enjoy that. For those of you wondering about our RV, we spent an amazing weekend in Port Aransas with it before putting her away for the summer.
Walking in the sunset, my knees turned weak, my head was spinning round. An angel dressed in velvet.
I hadn't been since I was a kid and didn't realize just how beautiful our Texas Gulf Coast really is. The water got progressively more clear and more green with each mile we drove. It made for a perfect getaway, and the weather held out for most of the trip. One day, I can see us sailing our sailboat down here, for sure. Stay tuned for our next episode, where we will be flying back to our favorite little spot in Florida and taking a tour of the Florida ICW for my 34th birthday. Thanks for watching. This video is sponsored by the subscribe button. The best way to support our channel is to send us some love by subscribing and liking the video. If you want to see more of our day-to-day, head on over to Instagram.
I've searched everywhere to find her. Searched everywhere. Is she a dream?